Yes, Mesh.
Hi, good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening. Good
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good morning, Mahesh.
So good morning.
Hi, good evening.
Okay, shall we start?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, I think you are able to see my screen. Okay, so these are the currency types defaulted in SAP. So these are the SAP recommended currency types, okay, which once you get the building blocks, okay, you are going to install, okay, you are going to get updated of all these currency types in your system. Apart from this, if you want to create a new currency type, we have to go to the new entry. There is an option is there where the SAP is providing a new entry. If you go to the new entry, you can create your own currency types over here according to your requirement. If you really want the new currency types apart from this SAP, whatever the SAP provides, so if you want to create a new currency type, then you have to go for the new entry. First, let me discuss about the 00. 00 is going to be called as a document currency. 00 is called as a document currency. What is a document currency? When I take example, okay, when I take an example, okay, when you're posting any transactions, whenever I'm posting any transactions, like salaries account is getting debited and your cash or bank account is getting decreted. Okay, this is an accounting. Okay, this is a transaction which I'm getting posted in my SAP. And when you see here, the transaction which you're getting posted, okay, so I'm posting about 100 USD dollars, okay, 100 USD dollars, and here also I'm posting about the debit and credit are going to be the same 100 USD dollars. Okay, so for this accounting entry, I generated a document. For this accounting entry in my SAP, there will be a document will be generated. Okay, so document number will be get posted. Document number so and so document number 101 or whatever maybe. It got posted. When I open the document, when I go into the display of the document, so in which currency the document has got posted, in which currency the document has got posted, that particular currency is called as a document currency. Document currency. There are two things, okay? For example, if I see my company code, my company code currency is USD. My company code currency is USD. Let us assume that. Okay. Now I'm posting the transactions not in the USD. Assume that, okay. So I'm making some postings, okay, other than USD. For example, I'm posting in INR. I'm posting in INR, not in USD. I'm posting some currencies, okay, some transactions in the INR, not in the USD. So something like I'm posting like 00, okay, like 10,000 I'm posting here. I'm posting here 10,000. 10,000 is an INR. So when I go and see the document, when I display the document, my local currency is USD. My local currency is USD, but the transactions you have posted in INR. So your INR is nothing but your document currency here, not the USD. Not the USD. Your INR is the document currency. What transactions, in which currency you have made the transaction? What is the transaction currency? The transaction currency here is INR. So INR is here nothing but your, okay, INR is nothing but transaction currency. So the transaction currency always is, the currency type is called as a 00, please. 00 is going to be called as a transaction currency type. Okay, next one. Next one, 10, we know that it is a company code currency. 10 is always will be known as a company code currency.
Mahesh, one question on document currency. Is there
Yes,
any
sir.
Assignment we assign this currency or?
No. So nowhere we are going to be assigning any document currency. The transaction currency which you have got posted in SAP, either it is a local currency or foreign currency, the display of the document currency is called as a document currency.
So any currency we can select in document currency?
Any currency, sir. Any currency you can select. While you're posting the transaction, what currency you're posting, that particular transaction currency is called as a document currency.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So local currency, you know that we know that what is the local currency? Local currency is the company code currency. Okay, that the real-time conversions are going to be happen to your local currency. Okay. Okay, 11 and 12. These are the, okay, whenever I do some intercompany postings, whenever, okay, for example, okay, whenever I do some material transfer from one plant to another plant, okay, or one company code to another company code. Within the same company code, there are two plants are there. Within the different company code, there are different company codes, different plants are there. Whenever I'm doing the transfer of the material, example I'm taking, whenever I'm doing some intercompany transactions, or whenever I'm doing the internal transfers, very, very important. Internal transfers from one plant to another plant, like materials. I'm just selling my materials from one plant to another plant. So plant A will become the sender and plant B will become the receiver. So in this case, okay, we will do some valuations between these two currencies. We will do some valuation between these two plants. That is called as a, there are two types of valuations are there. One is the legal valuation, second one is the group valuation, third one is going to be called as a profit center valuation. Very, very important. One is the legal valuation. Legal valuation is nothing but within the same company code. Legal valuation is nothing but within the same company code. Group valuation is nothing but different company codes within the same group. Profit center valuation is nothing but I'll select the two different plans within the same company code. I'll select two different plans. I have 4 to 5 plans are there in the same company code. All the 5 plans have been assigned to the same company code. So I'm doing the internal transfer between the one plant to another plant. So every plant will become a profit center to me. Every plant, I'll not creating a company code for plant to plant. All the plants are created as a profit center. I'm treating them as a profit center. So whenever you do the internal transfer between the one plant to another plant, then what I will do here, I'll select it as the profit center valuation. So when in the currency settings, what I will do, there are 4 options have been given to me. So if I open the Excel, 10 and 30. Okay, these are the two currencies. This is the company code currency, this is the global currency. Company code currency and this is the global currency. Okay, and apart from that, 8 freely defined currencies are defined over here. So next, in the next column, what I will do, I will select 11 and 31 if there are any kind of valuations on there. And in the second column, I'll select 12 and 32. Okay, okay, so these are going to be called as your predefined currencies, and these all the currencies are going to be called as your freely defined currencies. Your freely defined currencies. So let us example I'm taking as a freely defined currency. So these two, okay, whatever the currencies you are taking, these two are going to be called as a legal valuation currencies. Legal valuations, okay, within the same company code. Okay, you are doing a lot of transactions. These two currencies are going to be called as a legal valuations. And 11 and 31, very, very important. 11 and 31 are going to be called as a group valuation. And 12 and 32 currency types are going to be called as the profit center valuations. Profit center valuation, very, very important. This point is very, very important. Whenever there is any valuations are there. So here you can see here, 10 is called as, very, very important. So 11 is going to be called as company code currency with the group valuation. Group is nothing but group currency. Okay. 12 is going to be called as company code currency with the profit center valuation. Very, very important. And 31, you can see here, 31 is going to be called as a group valuation in the group currency, and 32 is going to be called as a profit center valuation in the group currency. Certification questions, these all are going to be called as a certification questions, please. Very, 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 very important. There is a separate topic is there, we are going to discuss on this. The valuations, the different valuations in our SAP, the different valuation methods in our SAP S/4HANA, we are going to have a separate topic on this. Okay, we are going to discuss more on these valuations. Okay, when I go into /O, When you do the transfer prices between the one plant to another plant, one company code, another company code within the same group. Okay, so we need to define this. Okay, valuations. Okay, so we need to define the maintain the currency types and the valuation profiles, everything. There is a separate configuration setting. So before you do this setting, actually, when you come to the universal general entry table, so we need to define setting like this. So when you go to the universal general entry table, I'm just going to the universal general entry table here. Okay, so fins_ledger is the transaction code. So how do I do the setting here? So when I go to the fins_ledger, if I go to my ledger, if I select my ledger, that is the OL. If I double click on the company code, when there are any kind of transfer postings are there, transfer pricing postings are there between the one company code to another company code or one plant to another plant. First of all, I need to do the setting. If I need to select the company code, and here what I will do, I will give the 11 and 31 and 12 and 32. So this is the mandatory configuration actually. So this 10 and 30 is going to be called as the legal valuation, and 11 and 31 is going to be called as a group valuation. Very, very important. The combination of 11 and 31 is called as a group valuation, and 12 and 32 currency types we are using for the profit center valuation. Profit center valuation. Very, very important. So these are the four currency types you have to remember. Very important. These are the four different currency types we have to remember. So one is going to be called as so 11, 12, 31 and 32. 11 is called as a company code currency with a group valuation. 12 is going to be called as company code currency with a profit center valuation. Okay, profit center means one plant to another plant. And 31 is going to be called as a group valuation in the group currency. And 32, whenever you want to do the profit center valuation in the group currency, then you have to select as a 32 as a currency. So these are the default, wherever universal, wherever you go, whichever the country you're working in SAP S/4HANA, these are the standard ones. Next one.
Valuation here is what valuation? I didn't get this part.
Profit center valuation, sir. Whenever you do any kinds of currency valuation between the one currency to another currency, when you receive the currency, when you are sending the goods from one plant to another plant, one plant is in US, another plant is in India. Whenever you are sending the goods from India to USD, so the valuation between the INR to USD, which is going to be happen in the profit center valuation currency.
Okay.
I'll discuss. Okay.
So the transfer pricing, right? You are talking about the transfer pricing.
Exactly. Transfer pricing between the one plant to another plant or between one company code to another company code. Earlier, we have the currency type. Okay, this is very, very important actually, which is called as a controlling area currency. Very, very important. This is very, very important. Now, yesterday we discussed one point related to this. Okay, we have 4 company codes. Okay, or 3 US 10. You have the GB10 and you have the IN10. So you have 3 company codes. Okay, you have 3 company codes in different. Okay, all the 3 company codes you are assigning to the same controlling. We have one controlling area. Okay, so I'm having one controlling area. So the controlling area is, example, I'm taking as a 1000. 1000 is nothing but my controlling area. So all the 3 company codes are getting assigned to the same controlling area. All the 3 company codes are getting assigned to the same controlling area here. Now, when you take here in US, okay, my company code currency is USD, and my Great Britain, okay, if I take the GB10, okay, my controlling area currency is UR. In India, I'm using the company code currency is the INR. But all the 3 company codes you are assigning to the same controlling area for all the 3 company codes. Okay, you can have different controlling area for different company codes. When the situation, I'll tell you the situation. So when I can assign all the 3 company codes to the same controlling area, when all the company codes are using the same fiscal year variant, very, very important. When all the company codes are using the same fiscal year variant and the chart of accounts. When the same company codes, When all these three company codes have the same fiscal year variant and the company control chart of accounts, then all these three company codes can be assigned to the same controlling area. If the US 10 is having the different chart of accounts and GB 10 is having the different chart of accounts and the IN 10 is having the different chart of account, then what you have to do? You have to create a separate controlling area. Means US 10 should be assigned to the separate controlling area, GB 10 should be assigned to the separate controlling area, and IN 10 should be assigned to the separate controlling area. Very, very important. This is one of the prerequisite. If the company codes have the same fiscal year variant and the chart of accounts, then all the three company codes can be assigned to the same controlling area. So when you are assigning the company codes to the controlling area, very, very important here. So in controlling area, there is a one currency type you need to assign here. There is a one currency type, just like a company code, we have the company code currency. Okay, just like that, in controlling area also we have the currency. We have the currency type. This is called as the controlling area currency type. This is called as a controlling area currency type. So if there is only one company code, Mr. Rahul, okay, there is only one company code, okay, the same company code has been assigned to my same controlling. My controlling area is also same. My controlling area is also same, just like to not be get confused. So I created the same company code at the same controlling area. I don't have another company codes. I don't have another company codes. One-to-one relation. This is called as a one-to-one relationship. This is called as a one-to-one relationship. Only one company code is assigned to one controlling area. One company code is assigned to one controlling area. So my company code is same as my controlling area. So in this company code, I am using the currency as a USD, which is going to be called as a currency type 10. The USD is nothing but your local currency. So the currency type is going to be the 10. So when I'm assigning the same company code to the same controlling area, here also my currency type will become USD. I'm using the same as a 10. This will become your controlling area currency. Very, very important. So company code currency is same as your controlling area currency because you have one-to-one relationship. So I don't want you, because I don't have any other company codes. Only one company code is there. So my controlling area currency should be also same as my company code currency, USD and USD. So what I will select here, I will select the currency type as a 10. If you see here, this is what exactly the setting I want. I'm just making you. So if I go to the controlling area, in the general controlling, if I select any of the controlling area, for example, if I select any of the controlling area, see here, this is what exactly, this is what your controlling area, this is the controlling area. And for this controlling area, you are assigning the company codes. Here, there is an option called as the assignment of company codes. So how many company codes you are assigning to the controlling area? Now, during the creating of the controlling area, there is a called as a currency type. Currency type is nothing but, okay, here they have given as a 30. Okay, so when you are having, why I have given it as a 30, why? Because if I go and select the company codes, how many company codes? My God, there are nearly about 5 company codes have been assigned to the same controlling area. See, controlling area, and there are 5 company codes are there. You can see it, there are 5 company codes are there. Each and every company code may have different currency. Each and every company code, one company code have USD, one company code have INR, one company code may be having the euro like this. Each and every company code may having the different currency, but all the company codes having the same fiscal year variant and the same chart of account. So that is the reason what I'm going to do. I am assigning all these 5 company codes to my same controlling area. That is the 8000. All the company codes have been assigned to the same controlling area. Then in this case, what I will do, I had to select the controlling area currency as a 30. Why? Because it has to be become as a group currency. Very, very important. All the company codes should belong the same company only. I'm not selecting the different company codes, different company codes. All these, whatever the 5 company codes.
Yes, Mahesh, the controlling area currency should be 20, right? Why is it 30 here?
Yeah, I'm coming, sir. I'm coming to now. I'm coming to the sir. Now I'm coming to here. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay. Now, yeah. Now, so all the company codes, whichever the company codes I have assigned to my controlling area. Just now we have seen 5 company codes have been assigned to the same controlling area. All these company codes will belong to the same company. same company. I'm not selecting the different company code, same company code. So all these company codes have been assigned to the same company. So what I'm going to do here, I'm selecting the currency type as a 30. Currency type as a 30. 30 is nothing but your group currency. Why should I select the group currency as a 30? Because each and every company code I'm using the different currency type. Like one company code USD, another company code INR. So we have different currency types for the local currency. So here I'm selecting the currency type as a 30. I should not select as a 10. When you should select as a currency type as a 10 to the controlling area? When you are assigning one company code to one controlling area, not more than one company code. When you are assigning one company code to one controlling area, then here you need to select either 10 or 20. 10 is nothing but which is same as your company code currency. 20 is nothing but your controlling area currency. 20 is nothing but your controlling area currency. Very, very important. This point is very, very important. Just I make a sentence here. In this case, I'm talking. When you have one company code is getting assigned to one controlling area, either there are two currency types will be displayed. Two currency types will be displayed. Okay. One is 10. Either you can assign the 10, which is the same company code is same equal to your controlling area, or SAP is providing you another currency type which is called as a 20. 20 is called as a controlling area currency. Very, very important. Next, in this case, when you are assigning more than one company code to one controlling area, then here your currency type always should be 30. Your currency type, because it is a group currency, because you are selecting as a group currency. Now, in our SAP S4HANA, before you do the conversion to SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA, okay, make sure that if any controlling area currency has been given it as a 20, make it as a 30 now because now we are going to do the group currency type as a 30 for all the company codes. So earlier we are using the 20 as a controlling area currency if it is one-to-one relationship. Now even it is a one-to-one relationship also. So to make the smooth transactions, now SAP is asking to recommend to go with the 30, not with the 20. Earlier we are using the 20, now we are using the 30, which is called as a group currency type from today onwards. So very, very important. It is a certification question to all associate level and the professional level now onwards. So whichever the currency type you are assigning here in the controlling area, whichever the currency, now you can see there is no 20, you can see here, there is no 20 from in SAP S4HANA, you can see here, no 20. See here, no 20. Earlier we have the 20, now we don't have the 20 here. Okay, now earlier, Mahesh, do one thing. Earlier, before you were telling that, before you do the system conversion, you're talking. Okay, earlier, I'm using the currency type as a 20. Okay, in SAP ECC system, I'm using the currency type as a 20 in the controlling area I'm talking. Okay, now what is the prerequisite? One thing, before you do the system conversion, very, very important, make sure that you are changing the currency type 20 to 30. Please, very, very important. Very, 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 very important this is. Make the currency type setting from 20 to 30 and then you have to do the conversion in SAP S4HANA. So, currency type 30, currency type 30 or 10, whatever the currency type you are assigning to a controlling area, whichever the currency type you are assigning to the controlling area, either it is a group currency or if you are assigning a 10, okay, anyone, okay, except 20, okay, either you are assigning a 10 or 30, whichever the currency type you are assigning to here, this will become your global currency type in your universal general entry table.
Mahesh, the screen which is shown, even the document currency 00 was not there, right?
Document currency will be always the posted for the posted transaction solution.
No, the one which you shown just now. So you showed a 10, 30. There was no 00.
No. Even if you go for the company code also, there will be no 00. 00 is the default for any kind of postings in the SAP S4 HANA.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now I'll go to my basic settings. Now I'll go to my ledger. Very, very important. Now I'll go to my ledger. This is my ledger. Now,
Mahesh, do we have any update when we get the access?
already initiated, sir. Your user IDs have been created yesterday night only. You're supposed to get, but some of the user IDs have been misplaced. So by before the class ends, I think you will get information.
Thanks.
Yeah, already now in the today morning also, the first thing I initiated to the support team to get the access immediately without any delay.
So Mahesh, this is Prem here. There is a message on the blog
Yeah.
asking everyone to send an email to Khan at whatever for requesting the access actually.
1 second, sir. 1 second. 1 second, sir. 1 second. Just hold on the line, sir. Please. 1 second, sir. One second, sir. Please. 1 second. Hey, can you join in the class? Okay, 1 second. Yeah, please join in the class because there are some queries are there. Okay, so we need to sort out that. Okay. Yeah, please. Yeah. Okay. So until our support team joins in the call, okay, let me discuss here. See here. So 10 currency type automatically it is getting defaulted here. You can see here 10 currency type is automatically getting these two currencies are automatically getting defaulted, but the user defined currency we need to enter manually. These are not getting defaulted. How these two currencies are getting defaulted? First one, currency type 10. How it is going to take the currency type 10? Whichever the currency you have assigned to this company code, okay, that will become your local currency. What is the local currency type? That is going to be called as a 10. Okay, yes, we know that. Now, from where this 30 has come? This 30 has come from here, from the controlling area currency. Whichever the currency type you have assigned to the controlling area, very, very important. Either it is the 10 or 30 or 40, whatever may be. Whichever the currency type you have assigned here, that will become your global currency in your universal journal entry table. You can see here, for example, you can see here 30 is automatic.
Hi Mahesh. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, Mohammed.
Yeah, Mahesh.
Mohammed, actually I initiated my all of our friends to get an access to the SAP because
Okay.
yeah, from yesterday I initiated to Harish. Actually, I just informed to Harish. So
Uh-huh.
is that procedure to be followed by our friends in the class? What is to get an access to the server?
Yes, they they need to send an email to Khan at Zarentech.
So have you sent this information to all the participants in the class?
Yes, already we have posted this in our discussion board, I guess.
Okay, thank you. I didn't see this blog.
Yeah, we have already posted this same thing on a discussion board.
Okay.
Go ahead and send an email to Khan at Zarentech regarding the server access.
So, sir, Mohammed, within how much time it will get access to the will get an access to all the participants?
It will take 24 to 48 hours because first we need to request to the server team, then they will get back to it.
So can you make it as a priority, please? Because already we have started the practicals. Now it is almost delay of 1 or 2 days. Can you make it a priority by today, end of the day? At least we can get the access to all the system.
Sure, Mahesh. Let me check with the team. If is it possible, we will release it today. If not, it will take 24 hours.
It's a request from my side, please. It's a request
Yeah.
from my side. Why? Because so if you give the access by today, end of the day, tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday, at least our friends will practice in the system so that they will come out with
Yes,
some
yeah.
doubts on Monday.
Yes, Mahesh, let me check with the team and I'll inform them to release by end of the day today.
Please. Okay? Thank you very much, Mohammed. Thanks
Yeah,
a lot.
welcome. Welcome, Mahesh.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Now, how this currency type 30 has come over here. Okay. So when I see some of the company codes have been using as a 10, some company codes are using as a 30, from where this has been defaulted. So whichever the currency type, okay, because for the same company controlling area, I have assigned the 1710 company code. If you see here there is a 1710 company code is there here. The same controlling area, okay. So company code has been assigned. So now, what is the currency type you assign to this controlling area? 30. So the 30 will become your global currency in your universal general entry table. Very, 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 very important this is. Global currency is not a group currency. Very, very important. Global currency can be your group currency. Global currency can be your company code currency also. Global currency is a group currency. Global currency can also be as a company code currency. When if you are assigning 10 here, if you are assigning 10, when you can assign the 10 currency type, when you have only one company code with one controlling area, then I will take the 10 as my controlling area currency. Then you can see here. For now this company code, then we are using 10. So this will become your global currency. If you are assigning 30 here, then this will become your global currency. Whichever the currency type you have assigned to the controlling area, that currency will become your global currency type.
Mahesh, one question here.
Yeah.
So suppose we have one controlling area
Yes,
and
sir.
we have two company codes using the same currency, 10 local. So do we have to have 30 currency type for global currency, or it can be 10? Because
It can
we
be
are
10.
using
It
the
can be
same
10.
fiscal year.
It can be 10. It can be 10.
It can be 10, right? Okay.
10. Then that 10 will become your global currency here in this particular setting, whatever the desktop, whatever the screen I'm showing over here.
Got it.
So Mahesh, on
Sir.
the client level, we have one currency, right?
Sir.
On the client level, we have a currency.
That I'll tell. I'm coming, sir. I'm coming to that question. Now I'm coming, sir. So this concept is very clear to all of you. The first two currencies, local currency and the global currency. Any doubts?
Okay, Mahesh.
Anybody has any doubts?
Yes, I'm Harsh. So controlling area currency 20 never be used in HANA?
Never. 20 is never used in SAP S/4HANA. Now we are coming out from 20 to 30 now. Okay. Now, yes. Now this is what the situation. Now next one. I'm coming to 30 now. What is a 30? 30 is going to be called as a group currency. 30 is called as a group currency. Very, 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 very important. 30 is going to be called as a group currency. Now, I have these many company codes are there. Okay. If you see here, these many company codes are there. Okay. All these company codes are assigned to the same company. What is your company? General Motors is nothing but my company. Example I'm taking. General Motors is nothing but my company. All the three company codes have been assigned to the same company. But here, if I see the individual, each and every company code wise, I have assigned a company controlling area cursor, a company code currency USD, company code currency UR, company code currency INR. Now I want to have a one consolidation currency, which is called as a group currency at the reporting level. So when I come here, so at the group level, okay, all these three company codes are within the same client. All these three company codes are within the same server. Within the
I
same
want
server.
to just clarify. Earlier, you mentioned that currency type 10 and 30 are local currency, 11 and 31 are group valuation currency, and 12 and 32 are profit center currencies.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so 10 and 30, if it is a local currency, that local currency.
10 is the local currency, 30 is the group currency. Here, you can see here.
No, now I got it, because earlier you were trying to explain 10 and 30, 11 and 31, 12 and 32.
Yes.
So
Local value, that is legal, not local currencies, a legal valuation.
Okay.
See, sir, here, this is what you are talking, sir. If I come to the Excel, this is what we are talking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
10 and
these
30,
two
yeah.
are okay. Yeah, I'll tell you. These two are called as a legal. There are three valuations are there. Legal.
Okay. It's for on the valuation side. It is
Yes,
called
yes, yes.
legal value. Okay.
Legal valuation, and these two are called as group
Okay.
valuation.
Got it. Got it. Thank you. Yeah.
And these two are called as profit center valuation. Okay, like this. Okay, now I'll come in. Okay, now I want to have one group currency at the client level. At the client level, group currency is always maintained at the client level. Very, very important, sir. Group currency is always maintained at the client level. Okay, all these three company codes are within the same system, within the same server. At the server level, at the client level, I want to have one group currency. Either you can take the USD as one of group currency, you can take the Euro as a group currency, you can take INR as a group currency, or you can take any other currency also. So here, my group currency is Euro. I want to take the Euro. My group currency always should be the Euro. Okay, whenever I see the reports in the group level, I want to see the currency type should be the Euro, irrespective of number of independent currencies to the company code. So this particular group currency is indicated with the currency type called as a 30. 30 is going to be called as a group currency. Where you define this? Yes, I'll go to okay, I'm just backing everything. Okay, so I'll go to, if I go to SCC1, there's a okay, so sorry, SCC4. If I go to the transaction code SCC4, if I go to the transaction SCC4, okay, if I go to these transactions, okay, this is the golden client. 000 is always will be called as the golden client. Now we are logging to the client called as 400. 400 is called as our user defined client. We are using the 400 as a client now. Okay, user defined. In the 400 client, we are doing all these configurations, everything for the system. We are designing the system as per the SAP business requirements. Okay. Now, if I select this client, because see here, where I can see here, you can see in the down, you can see here. If I just click on this arrow mark, you can see which client you have been logging. I am logging to the client called as the 400. Okay. So to be very precise on this, okay. So I'll go to the SAP. This is the logon pad. You will get a logon pad. You will get a logon pad like this once you get a server access. So in this server, you select the second one, SAP S/4HANA 1709 best practices. Okay, just select the second one and click on log on. There is an option called as the log on here. Just click on the log on. When I click on the log on, how many clients we have? One is the 000. You don't have the access to the 000 because this is called as a golden client. We never had the access to the 000. So what we have got one user defined client called as a 400. 400 is nothing but our user defined client. Then here you need to provide your user ID and password. The respective user ID and password will be given by your SAP team, by your server team. They will give you the SAP user ID and password. Once you get login, so in which client I'm logging? I'm logging to the client called as a 400. 400 is nothing but my client which I'm working right now. So this is the two clients which are available. So select your 400 client. And this is the details icon. If I click on the details, server is a little bit slow, but 1 second, because this is very, very important for us to understand.
Can you change your status bar to transaction code so we can see the transaction code instead of client?
Sure. Okay, right. 1 second. So just let it get executed. I'll change it. Okay. So here I'm changing to the transaction code. Okay, SCC4 is the transaction. Now you can see SCC4. Okay. Now here you can see So client is going to be called the 400 clients. Okay, now the currency here, you can see the currency. This is what exactly the group currency. Very, very important. This is called as the group currency at the client. Group currency is always defined at the client level. Very, very important. Many people will get in confusion that, okay, hey Mahesh, like this we have the system. Okay, how? Okay, this is the same system. This is the 400 client. This is the 400 client. Okay, this is the client. Okay, in the first ping, we have two company codes are there. We have two company codes are there. IN10, IN10 and CN10, China and India, CN10. Okay. And I have two company codes in Europe. Okay. One is, okay, well, sorry, in US, one company code is there. Okay, US 10. Okay. In Europe, I have two company codes. Okay. Okay, DE10. Okay, very, very important. DE10, IT10, Italy and Germany. Okay, like this. Okay. Now what we have done here is, okay, for these two company codes, I have assigned to one company. Okay, right. Okay, because Asia specific na AP10, AP, okay, General Motors AP. That is Asia specific. General Motors AP, I just created like this. General Motors AP, I created one company. And what I have done here, I have assigned like this. These two company codes have been assigned to this company like this. Okay. Then in US, we have General Motors. Okay, I have created like this. Okay, General Motors US. Okay, then I have assigned this company code to this company. Oh, very good. Okay, now in Europe we have two company codes. So what I have done here, I have created, okay, General Motors EU, Europe. Okay, then what I have done, these two belongs to this company. Okay, I assigned like this. So in the same 400 client only, the same client, I'm not using different client. All these are settings I've done, I'm doing in the same client. So here, whatever the currency you are assigned here, INR and, okay, Chinese yuan, okay, CNY, okay, CNY. Or here I am assigning the USD. This will become your local currencies, my dear friend. This will become your local currencies, EUR, and here also I am assigning the EUR. Okay, these all are going to be called as your local currency. This is indicated with the currency type 10. I am writing here. This is indicated with the currency type 10. Okay, now whichever the company codes have been assigned to my company, this is called as the company. Now I'll go to the company now. Okay, let it be like this. Enterprise structure, SPRO, IMG, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, company. Company is called as a trading partner. Company is called as a trading partner. Company. Okay. What is my company here? My company is here. This is what my company. Okay, now I'm selecting not company code, company. It is a company. See here, internal trading partner. I'm going to the details. Okay, this is what exactly my company. In the company also, you are assigning one currency. See here, company code is different, company is different. Company code is different, company. This is the company. I'm talking about this one. Now I'm talking about the first one. This one, I'm talking about this one now. Not the company code. I'm talking about all these three. Okay. So in the company code, yes, I understand that these are going to be called as a local currency. Currency type is going to be the 10. But in the company, whichever the company codes you are assigning to the company, there is also one currency type. There is also one currency field you are assigning. That is the USD or what is the euro. Then what is this currency? Is it not a group currency? If you are telling these are the local currency, when these company codes are assigning to one company, then this will not be a group currency. Just now I showed that this is what USD. USD, you assigned here USD. So this USD is not a group currency. No, this USD is not a group currency. No, here it is euro. Example I'm taking. Here it is euro, and here it is euro. Then this will not be a group currency. No, group currency will be only one currency. It will not be a multiple currencies. Very well. Group currency is always defined at the client level. This is the client. 400 is nothing but your client. 400 is nothing but your client. Group currency is defined at the client level, not at the company code level, not at the internal trading partner level. So whichever the currency you are assigning at the group level, at here, complete. Even if you have multiple company codes, multiple company, whatever may be irrespective. If you are assigning any of your currency here at the top of it, then this will become your group currency. Either it can be the euro or whatever maybe. This is what exactly we are going to be calling it as a group currency. These are not the group currencies. Very, 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 very important. These are going to be called as consolidation currencies. Corporate currencies, or these all are going to be called as consolidation currencies, not the group currencies. This is your nothing but your group currency. This is your group currency. So if you see here, this is not the group currency. This is not the group currency. This is the consolidation currency. Whereas this is what, okay, if we come to my client level, if I come to the client level, so whichever the currency you have assigned here, this is called the group currency, which is indicated with the currency type called as a 30.
So what is the type for company level, Mahesh?
Very good question, sir. Very good question. I'm coming. One by one. There is no hurry for us. Okay, one by one will come. Okay. So this is what sorry. This is what exactly the group currency. Okay. Now, whichever the company currency which you have been assigned, this will be indicated with 60. Global currency, which is called as a global currency, actually, not the global currency type, which is called as a corporate currency or a global currency. If I come here, you can see here 60. Is it clear to all of you now? Sir, everybody.
Yes.
So, sorry, any difference for 60 and 30? You mean 60 is consolidation currency?
Exactly. At company level. 30 is the group currency level at the complete client level. Okay, next one. We know about the 40 and 50. 40 is called as a hard currency and 50 is going to be called as the index-based currency. These are defined at the country level. If I go to the country, any of the country, okay? If I go to the country, okay, this is the consolidation currency. Okay, if I go, this is the currency type, this is the group currency. And if I go back, SPRO, IMG, SAP NetViewer, general settings, countries, define currencies, countries in SAP, ESAP. Okay, if I go to any country, if I click on the details, so whichever the currency you are assigning here, okay, wherever the inflation rate is very, very high, the countries, okay, where we are going to see the currency conversion is very, very high, inflation rate is very, very high. For those currencies, we'll take the index-based currency and hard currency. Index-based currency is the 40 and hard currency is with a 50. So index-based currency, 40 and 50 currency types are assigned at the country level. Country level, very, 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 very important. Company code currency is assigned at the company code level. Group currency is assigned at the client level. Whereas index-based currency, that is 40 and 50, index-based currency and the hard currency is assigned at the country level. Very, 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 very. So these two currency types are called as 40. This is called as the 50. So this is assigned at the country level. Very, very important. Okay. So this is okay. Andorra is nothing but a country. In the same way for every country, if you take every country, okay, you can see that. Okay, if we see that every country you have a group currency or index-based currency based on the. If I take the Australia also, you will have these two fields are available. Australia also you have the two fields are available. So these two currencies are made it as a company code currency, as a controlling, called as a hard currency or index-based currency. Next one. This 66 is not a currency. Actually, somebody has defined. Okay, they went into the new entry and they have created. But 66 is not a test. Only this 34 and 66 user defined. Actually, somebody has created. It is not default. Okay, no, let me not discuss on these two currencies. Somebody, okay, for the practice purpose they have created. Okay. Next one we have the 70. Last one. Last one we have the 70. 70 is called as a controlling object currency. We have several objects, cost center, cost element. We have different objects are there. Okay. Cost objects are there. Okay, this is the financial accounting. This is my financial accounting and this is my controlling. Okay, to transfer the cost from to transfer the cost from FI to CO. So I want to show some cost. So you have all the expenses accounts here in FI. All a lot of expenses accounts are there. Okay, there are nearly 500 expenses accounts. These all are nothing but cost related GL accounts. Cost related GL accounts. These all are nothing but cost related GL accounts. So now whatever the expenses you are posting in FI, whatever the expenses you are posting in FI, like travel expenses, meals expenses, like salary expenses, cost of labors, whatever, machine repairs, whatever the expenses you are posting, all the expenses account should come and trigger in my controlling. The value should become and trigger in my controlling actually. Because controlling is nothing but where I'm going to be using is for the cost accounting purpose. So from where the values will come? The values will come from the FI, the values will come from the SD, the values will come from the MM. Okay, how the values will come? So through the cost objects. Okay, through the cost object. There are some cost objects are there. There are some cost objects are there. Cost objects are nothing but cost carriers. We can call them as the cost carriers, which carries the cost from one module to controlling. So these are the cost objects. Like we have different cost objects are there. Like one of the cost object is nothing but cost center. Cost center is nothing but one of the cost object we are going to be using. WBS element is one of the cost object. WBS element is one of the internal orders is one of the cost objects. We have different cost objects are there in the controlling. We have different cost objects are there where the cost is going to be triggered from the various modules to the controlling. So these cost objects are going to be called as the cost barriers, which will carry the cost. Okay, if you're not assigning any cost center while I'm posting the transaction, for example, I'm posting some travel expenses. Travel expenses is getting debited. Travel expenses is nothing but expenses account to cash or bank account. Cash or bank account is not expenses account. It is a normal balance sheet account. It is getting created. So, but a travel expenses is nothing but my cost account. Yes, I know it is the expenses account. I want to bring how much cost you are posting, like $1,000 you are posting here. So this is the cost. This is the cost. So it is an expenses account. You are posting the transaction FI, but how should I bring this cost of $1,000 into the controlling? So what I'm going to do while I'm posting this transaction at the debit level, I will assign one cost center. Okay, I will assign one cost center here. I will give one cost center while I'm posting the debit expenses. Okay. So this cost center, what it will do, it will bring this cost of $1,000 from the FI to CO. So I show this $100 got posted to so-and-so cost center. Now I'll show in the controlling. So how do you brought this $100 through this cost center? So then these all are going to be called as the cost objects. We call as the cost objects. In each and every cost object, I will assign one currency. Okay, now I'm going here. Now I'll go to accounting. Patience is very, very important here in understanding the syllabus. See, if you understand once, I'll tell that in lifelong, you will never forget. Make yourself to understand each and every concept in a very detailed way so that nothing you, okay, I'm making your life I'm making your examination very easy so that you cannot refer to any other books. Just listen my class. You directly go and apply for the exam. If anybody get less than 85%, I will return your fees back. I will return your fees back.
Mahesh, thanks.
I will return your fees back. No need to refer any books. No SAP certification books. Throw everything back and just listen my classes very carefully. Next day you just go and attempt the exam. Damn sure I'm telling that you will get not less than 85%. Okay, now here I'm taking one of the cost center. Okay, let me show one cost center. I'm taking one of the cost. This is the cost center. I'm taking one cost center. This is the cost center name. Okay, like if I go to the master data, see here, there is a one currency which have been assigned here. You can see here cost center. Okay, like there are several cost objects are there. Okay, there are several costs in each and every object. We'll assign a one currency like internal orders, like cost centers, profits. These all are going to be called as cost objects. Okay, you can see here currency type. Here the currency type which have been assigned. This is the USD. So this particular currency type, this is the currency type we are using as 70. So 70 is nothing but your currency type you are using. Your currency 70 is nothing but your currency type which is called as a controlling object currency. Whichever the currency you are assigning in the cost center, in the internal orders, in the WBS element, okay, wherever you see there are cost objects are there. Whichever the currency you are assigning, that particular currency is called as a controlling object currency, which is indicated with 70. So these are the currency default types in our SAP S/4HANA. Clear, all of you?
No, how did you assign that? No, I didn't see that. We just saw the currency only, right?
Which will show the currency. The type in the reporting system will show as a 70.
Yeah, but now, do we need to assign it or it's automatic?
No need to assign anything, sir. This is the types which is in the backend. The program has been designed as the currency types which will be created at the time of reporting purpose. I'll show those reportings.
Okay.
Basically, different cost objects could be having different currencies, right?
Yes, sir. Basically, different cost. In WBS element, I'm using USD. In cost center, I'm using the euro. So that particular type is going to be called as 70 here.
Oh.
Okay. Tomorrow, we'll discuss about very important topic about the concept of the conversion factor. Very important. Tomorrow, we have a session, please. Tomorrow, please, because this is the continuous session. I just don't want to give the break for next 2 days. Just tomorrow we'll have only 15 to 20 minutes. I'll close the wind up the class because this is the continuation class, please.
Same time?
Same time, so just 20 to 30 minutes. I'll not take more than that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Mahesh, I have one more. Mahesh, I have one question. Can I ask it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, madam.
What is the difference between associate level and professional level certification? Which is better?
Associate level certification is the entry level. When you want, when we don't have any real-time experience in SAP ECC or SAP S/4HANA, when we are doing the certification and we are entering at the entry level, that is the associate level, madam.
I don't have any experience in S/4HANA, but I have experience in EC6 for like 12 years.
Yeah, that's going to be the associate level. Okay, when I can write the professional level, when I have done one implementation or when I've done one migration, when I know in the real time how the implementation has been done, how the migration will be done, when I have an experience in the real time about 1 to 2 years or 3 to 4 years in SAP S/4HANA, then I will write the professional level.
But is there any prerequisite when we are applying for?
Nothing.
Okay, thank you.
But can you give us the professional certification knowledge you told me?
Directly go with the professional certification once you complete the syllabus. Guarantee. That is what I'm telling you. 85% you'll get.
Oh, okay. That is what I want to know. So you will also help us with the professional certification question and answers, Mahesh?
Whatever the training I'm providing, it is a professional level. Associate level, I'll not go in this much of depth.
Okay.
In associate level, I'll never go in this kind of depth. This is a professional level training only. No matter the training I'm providing.
Okay, so there is no need for
nothing to be worried. Directly, you can attempt the professional level, madam. Blindly.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.